Undirected Team. How's it going, y'all? I am DotSale, the undirected guy. Team, we got to talk about this. One thing that's never going to go away, it's going to be the relationship between man and woman and the dynamics that are within it that cause a whole bunch of messy situations. It's not going away. This is one thing you can always count on that will always be an issue. Because what's closely associated to love and affection is the opposite. Death and destruction. Now, with Shannon Sharpe, he's not always one to control himself in these situations, and he makes some odd mistakes at different times. And what is this? Shannon, why are you interrupting? Shannon, I can't even finish my monologue.
There you go, baby. There you go, baby. That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle.
Oh, the humanity!
You sound like a goddamn Porsche 911 starting up. Wow. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to skip the rest of the monologue. Shannon could not control himself, and he had to get it in immediately. There was no waiting for Shannon. And this was something that happened some months ago. It might have been maybe like a fall of 2024, so a while ago. And Shannon came out and made a statement about this, and he spoke about it, and he basically tried to capitalize off of it. And there wasn't a lot of fallout from this. It was pretty normal. It was obviously consensual, and he also, admitted to it. At first, his publicist put out a statement saying that he was hacked, and then Shannon, he kind of threw his publicist under the bus and said that he was just doing that to protect him and trying to do damage control. But Shannon came out and he was accountable. And we have to give him credit for that. He said, look, I didn't understand how to work Instagram Live. I didn't know it was recording. And, this was me 100%. I did this. And it's not a fake video. It was me. And I wasn't hacked. And it is what it is. And he didn't really get any fallout from this. He was able to maintain all of his sponsors and advertisers. And his show continued to do spectacular numbers like it's been doing. And most notably about Shannon Sharpe is he was the one that had the huge video that eclipsed over. I mean, let's check it out real quick, team. I want to see, and we do this live, team, so we're always doing these things impromptu. So we never really know what to expect, but it's been over 1 year now, and I just want to see how many views this video has gotten. And I am not on Prime, or not Prime Premium, so we got some ads, but it doesn't matter. We're not watching the video. We just want to look and see. I got it right here. We just want to look and see how many views this has got. This is on his thing, right? Okay, yeah. 237,000. You can't see it. It's kind of off camera. But it's at 87 million views. 237,000 comments. 89 million views 1 year later for the Cat Williams interview. All right. So Shannon Sharpe has done some big things. And also, he was said by his own words that he made $6 million off this video. And that was quite a long time ago at this point. So you would assume that he's made even more money off of this video at this point. Now, we're going to go into a whole new episode of another Shannon Sharpe scandal. This one, although probably a lot more serious, and it involves another woman.
Stop.
And I really can't do that because this is something that we have to communicate about.
Oh my God, I fucking hate myself right now.
I don't think you do. And I think that this unknown mystery woman, as you've seen in the thumbnail, no one knows exactly who she is at this point. She is a Jane Doe. Shannon has put out a statement. So we're going to look at all the things and we're going to look at them in order. So first we're going to go here and we're going to see exactly what's going on with Shannon and Mr. Sharpe. We will skim through this. We're going to get all of this from academics. So if you want to go and figure out what's going on, he's got everything up on his IG page. It was easiest to go here, although we could have sourced it from other places. But we're cool with academics over here. Although he's got his own things going on, this is not the point of it. All right? Shannon Sharpe has been sued for allegedly raping a woman on multiple occasions. And the plaintiff in the case is asking for tens of millions of dollars in damages.
Got a little attitude there. Is that it?
The lawsuit obtained by TMZ Sports was filed by a Jane Doe on Sunday in Nevada. You can file lawsuits on Sunday. The court never closed when it comes to trying to extract money out of people after she says Sharpe brutally assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and in the beginning of 2025. Following a year-long abusive relationship. She was getting Shannon Sharpe was just going crazy on her. And oh, we got audio too, team. We have got the audio, and we are going to get to that in a second. Let's finish this. According to the suit, Doe met Sharpe in 2023 at a gym in Los Angeles when she was 20 years old and he was in his 50s. She stated in the docs during their first encounter, Sharpe told her he would buy her fake tits if she won a weight loss competition with her. I don't understand what that means, but okay. She wrote in the suit, Sharpe proceeded to pursue her relentlessly, calling and texting and demanding she come to his Beverly Glen mansion. Bruh. The woman stated she and the former Denver Broncos tight end ultimately got into a consensual relationship. Okay, so she's admitting it was consensual at first, she says, though she described it as very controlling and verbally abusive. Okay. Quote, he demanded complete control over her time and body. Not her body, her choice. Shannon's choice, her body. Wait, no. Shannon's body, his choice. No. Shannon.
Judge my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
How do you end up in a free world like America where you have a cell phone, you have access to people, you can use the Life 360 app to constantly track your location. You're probably sharing your location with multiple people on Snapchat and in different ways, like through the Apple app that they have Find My on there. And for some reason, you can't escape Shannon Sharpe. Like, this guy is a public figure. He is often on times very accounted for where he's at. He does ESPN twice a week in the mornings, where he's in studio most of the time, and he's accounted for. I mean, where are you at when he's doing his podcast in his shows and his interviews for hours on hours, or he's traveling through the United States of America and probably internationally as well, and he doesn't have time to keep you trapped up in bondage because he's out working for a week at a time. And what are you doing during those times? Are you still being controlled and held hostage and being raped? I'm just wondering. I'm asking questions. That's it. That's it. I'm just asking questions, all right? And you know, I don't know all of this, so I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
But if you don't want to answer them, that's fine, because you're not being controlled. Okay, no one's gonna tell you what to do. Just asking. Doe confirmed there was one argument in particular that terrified her. When he yelled at her while a firearm was visible in the room. Plaintiff, this is in quotes, tried sharing her location with her friends from her phone just in case, the doc state. But Sharpe saw her doing this. The moment he realized what she was doing, he grabbed her phone. He grabbed her by the neck and told her, if you ever do that again, I will fucking kill. Oh my God, bro. What the?
Oh my gosh. Shut up.
Team, what is going on? Not Sharpe. Not Club Shay Sharpe. No. Not the guy that reacts to LeBron and follows the NBA and had a show with Skip Bayless and had one of the biggest interviews ever in life on the YouTube platform. There's no way. I'm not believing it. Do we have evidence of this? Well, we might. We're going to listen to some audio actually in a couple seconds. The two, nevertheless, continued the relationship, even following a move by both to Nevada during the summer of 2024. However, Doe states in her suit she attempted to break things off after his infamous live streaming Instagram. Wait, let me read that again. Doe states in her suit she attempted to break things off after his infamous Instagram live streaming incident, which she said led him to raping her. I'm not going to say the word. I mean, this is brutal. And she is referring to what we watched when Shannon Sharpe just went on Hinged. And
That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle. There you go, baby. There you go, baby. That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle.
Oh, the humanity!
Stop.
she didn't like it. She felt like she was getting cheated on. She said there's another woman in the picture. Oh, lawsuit. Loading. Lawsuit is loading. And it was just a matter of time. She sat there and she wrote it all out. He did this, he did that. I got evidence here, I got evidence here. And she just writing everything down. Writing it. And about 50, 60, 70 pages later, well, let's go to the audio. Oh, not that one. We're going here first. Actually, you know what? It does make sense to do this one first. The reason why is because Mr. Sharpe tried to get ahead of this. So we're going to hear from Mr. Sharpe right here because this actually came out before the audio leak. So we will be going to this audio right after we listen to Sharpe himself defend against these allegations.
Supporters and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks. To my family, friends, supporters.
You heard it from Mr. Sharpe himself. He said this is a shakedown. They're basically trying to extort him out of his wealth. And Tony Busby, I guess the guy that's also going after Jay-Z, and he just kind of tries to find women that are dealing with celebrities and then, you know, try to get them to sue them and see if they have any evidence that they can use against these celebrities. And more than likely, Busby or even the woman talked to Shannon and said, hey, just throw us $5 million and we're good. And Shannon said, absolutely not. And at that point, you know, they went along with starting to slander his character in the public eye and putting and applying pressure to Shannon. And Shannon said, absolutely not. And Jay-Z did a similar thing, actually, when you think about it. Jay-Z said, you're not getting a penny from me under any circumstance. I'd rather pay $5 million in lawyer fees than give you $5,000 at this point. And that's how it's going to be. And it looks like Shannon is taking the same approach. And we'll see what this could possibly cost Mr. Sharpe. I mean, you know, the problem with these allegations is that it puts you in a position where the court of public opinion is kind of really tough to deal with. Like, it's almost like you're presumed guilty until proven innocent. So if somebody comes out in a world of believe all women and looking at Shannon Sharpe as this guy that is probably stronger, more powerful and wealthy and has a lot more influence, it seems like the woman is being taken advantage of, however you look at it. But really, there's probably possibly a sleazy lawyer involved, maybe ambulance chasing. But this is all alleged. I am actually just wondering what else we're going to get from this. We are going to go into the audio and see what was said and see if we can still continue to give Shannon Sharpe the benefit of the doubt in this situation, being that we don't have all the evidence, but we do have some right here. This is the audio that was put out.
You want to be
We're going to refresh it so we get it from the beginning.
Like, get mad at, and you're just going to hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, no, that mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Anything I say, you're just going to, like, get mad at, and you're just going to hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
This is playing for a second time. We're going to listen to it one more time.
You want to be a dick to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, no, that mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Anything.
Ooh, Shannon, bruh. Oh.
You've got to be kidding me.
Shannon, bruh. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And I don't care what nobody says. Everybody's gonna say, well, Shannon, what were you thinking? You were saying this and saying that. Hey, listen, all of us have said and done wild things in text messages and voice notes and videos. And even some people will say, well, don't say it over the phone. Do it in person. People can record you in person too. It's not that hard to have your phone record anything. Like, you basically you'd have to have a relationship where you can't even have your phone around that person. Like, second year with me, you're in my environment, and that actually is more along the lines of controlling someone. See, here's the problem, right? Let's say Shannon is the person that he's portrayed to be by this woman and by the lawyer and all that, okay? There would actually be no evidence like this to accuse Shannon Sharpe of, because Shannon would say this, hey, look, you gonna come to my, where was his house in Beverly Hills or something like that? He got a mansion out there. Look, when you come to my mansion, my security is gonna pat you down. They're gonna wand you down, make sure you got no recording devices on you. Your phone stays out here with security when you're with me. This is the only time we can talk. If you wanna meet up with me, it's literally address, location. There's no correspondence whatsoever besides that. This would actually eliminate this woman's case under every circumstance. So it actually leans more towards the fact that Shannon is not doing the things that are being said, because this woman has free reign to do whatever she wants to. Even sit there and record the conversations that they're having and put them out to the public, which is quite sleazy. I would say this though, right? Shannon Sharpe did say that this recording was edited and clipped up to make it seem like there was context in there that made more sense as far as what is going on. Now, there's dynamics to all relationships, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. You see it in reverse. There's some women that are very controlling and demanding and all that, and the men are fine with it from their standpoint, and then it goes the other way around. I think that, for Shannon, he put himself in a very awkward position because he does have more fame and notoriety than most. So when these things come out, he's going to have everybody taking sides and all of that. And most people are not going to play the middle. For me, I'm leaning more towards this is a shakedown on Shannon. However, I can't be so sure. Like, right? There's always that doubt involved where it's like, I think it happened with Diddy at one point where, people are still taking Diddy's side, but then we got the video where the hotel incident with Cassie, and it's like, damn, bro, like, it's kind of tough now. And then you don't even want to go back to the whole Biggie situation and Tupac and what he had to do with that. So there's a lot going on. Now, this guy right here, Dr. Ifantunde Umar Johnson. Yeah, I got a bonus for y'all. I have got a bonus for y'all. Impressive. Yeah, we're going to get Dr. Umar Johnson that says that he is standing beside Shannon Sharpe. All right. Dr. Umar is rocking with Shannon. So, there are people that are supporting him at this point, and Ifantunde is one of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to this, and then we're going to wrap it up afterwards. And Academics has this as well. So shout out to Act for putting everything easily for me to get to. We're going to actually just redo it right here, and let's get the audio.
Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother. Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother, on one condition. I'm getting text messages from all over the African universe telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm getting text messages telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm going to stand with my uncle Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to stand with my uncle Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to stand with Uncle Shay Shay on one condition. Uncle Shay Shay. No more snow bunnies after this scandal. If you cannot promise me that you will never seek the company of another snow bunny. I cannot stand with you. Uncle Shay Shay. Uncle Shay Shay. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharpe on this one. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharpe on this one. But Uncle Shay Shay, no more bunnies after this. Can somebody confirm if he's being accused by snow bunnies or Afro queens?
So he don't even know what's going on. He's just saying anything. No one's seen the woman at this point. She's pretty much a Jane Doe, like they said, although it looks like her name was leaked, but until it's confirmed, I'm not really going to bring up her identity, but this case is real and she does exist. And you just heard her in the video. It actually sounds, based off her name, I think she's probably closer to like Latina, Mexican type descent, somewhere around there. You know, Guatemalan, I don't know, something like that. Not white. She's not a white woman, but, you know, Dr. Umar, a guy that actually doesn't like Stephen A. Smith for whatever reason. And Shannon does a show with Stephen A., so they're close and they're linked. But, you know, Umar came and he basically said, yo, like, I'm rocking with you, but you can't mess with white women. Look, we've seen these allegations from all women. I don't necessarily think that it has to do with the race. Maybe some races are a little more likely to try to cook you than others, but, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think that matters too much. And I don't know. I'm not big into the whole race thing and all that. Like, gotta mess with a black woman. We're all mixed up anyways at this point, living in America. Might be a little more relative if you're living in a country that's more dominated by your race. Like, if you lived in China, it's probably occupying mostly Chinese. If you're living in maybe Bosnia, it's probably mostly Bosnians. But America's a melting pot of everybody. You know, team, I don't know. I don't know at this point.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
But as far as Umar,
You're racist.
all right, team, let's go to undirected perspective. We are going to go dark for this one. We got to go dark. We gotta go dark. Because there's nothing good about this team. There's nothing good about this. Like, you know, I think, and this is the same woman that did the $25K per cheek situation where she said each butt cheek is gonna cost you $25,000 a piece. And looks like Sharpe was paying his way for the most part, but she was not happy with what she was getting. And or when it was discovered that he was, Michelle. You know, I think that really irritated her a lot. And then,
That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle. There you go, baby. That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle.
should we clip that one up? Should we clip that up and add it to the soundboard? I don't know. You let me know, team, if you want to add that. That's my Michelle to the soundboard. We might have to do it. You know, I think that this is possible to happen to anyone. There's one thing that I will say, though, right? The only way it can never happen is if you just don't deal with women. But there are certain women that are more likely to do this than others. Although all have the capability, I would say that a lot wouldn't do this, right? And, you know, you got to look at the signs. And I think that their relationship was consensual. I mean, she admitted it was consensual, but then it turned into something different. It still goes along the routes of what's the syndrome? Y'all gotta help me out. It's is it Stockholm syndrome? I think that's what it is, where you actually have the freedom to leave, but mentally you're caged. I think I'm saying this right. So when I was talking about earlier that this woman could physically leave, like Shannon Sharpe is not holding her in the basement of his house in Beverly Hills. That's not the case. She could leave, block Shannon, and stay the hell away from him, and there's nothing he can do, right? He's being watched 24/7. I don't think he has the ability to sneak around and go and abuse women. It's just impossible. The only way that it can happen is if it's consensual, because she's going to have to put herself in a position to be abused by Shannon. So I just think that this is all really strange. But I will say this for Shannon, all right? He's got to feel like he's not making the right decisions at this point. And the reason why is because when he first got a glimpse of what this woman could be, he should have got up out of there, but he chose not to. He chose to stay. And that's where he had a decision. He also could have just gave her what she wanted. This could end up costing Shannon more money than he needs to spend. You might say, why? Well, even if he doesn't end up giving this woman any money, this affects his career. Because at the end of the day, he was caught on tape saying this.
I say you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Anything
That hurts. That hurts.
FBI, open up!
Second they hear that, you don't have a choice in the matter, you want to be choked. Like you're taking away control and you're saying it, and it was probably more or less a role play situation and all that. You see it in like porno films and all that, where it's like maybe in the scene, the guy is an inmate at a prison and 3 prison guards come in there dressed up as prison guards, and he's the inmate, and they go in there and they take from him as far as like, so y'all get what I'm saying, right? That's role play, right? They could have this role play thing going on where the context makes more sense if you get the full clip, but they're just showing pieces of it, and you know, I think it puts Shay Shay in a very bad situation. So I want to know what y'all think about this, team. I have to know what y'all think about this. Do you think that Shannon is guilty of these things and he should have to pay up? Or do you believe that this woman is completely irrational in what she's doing with Club Shay Shay? And then lastly, do you think that Shannon should have just paid her what she was asking for? If she said, look, we'll sign an NDA, we'll leave you alone, just give us $5 million or just give us $2 million. Because he might end up paying for more than this as far as lawsuits that he's going through now, lawyer fees, which are going to cost a lot, and then lastly, brand deals. And demonetization could possibly come from this. But trust me, there's a lot of endorsements that Shannon has that they just don't even want to deal with this. And it's not even them. If you stand by somebody that says, you don't have a choice, I'm going to choke you and I'm going to keep you locked up hostage, and you have the audio right here of him doing it, and then you say you're standing with it, now you're standing with a person that essays women and abuses them. And it's just not worth it for them to take that risk. They can always find someone else. And they've got their money out of Shannon at this point. So, you know, it's all bad for Shannon. But it could end up being good in the end. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. As more details come out, we'll probably do a follow-up on this if y'all want. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all, team. Mr. Sharpe, can't we just go back to the old days when you were playing for the Denver Broncos and you were one of the best tight ends in the universe? When you didn't have all of these problems? When you weren't saying, Michelle, my Michelle, and having random women try to extort you for millions of dollars? I don't know what's going on. I'm out of here, DotSale.